Alrighty, y'all, what the fuck is going on? Today is October 28th. We're going to be reviewing pre-markets, open markets, and we're going to get right into the show. We're going to start with a mix. I don't even know what the fuck this was. I love the pre-market structure to this. Opening near highs, in the past couple of weeks has resulted in more bearish moves than bullish moves. So you have to be careful with stuff opening near the top of its range. But I do like the volume, the structure overall. In a hot market, this could be potentially big, but right now I think it's kind of mixed. And so you have what I would assume to be a halt up here and then a halt down here. So again, we've seen this many of times on these high ticker or high dollar tickers here. You can get really fucked real fucking quick on this stuff, so best to let things kind of settle out first, especially in the first few minutes for something that's at least opening up this high. So to me, I don't really see a whole lot. You have a backside play here, kind of some consolidation if that's your thing. To me, under VWAP, I'm not really looking at this. It did halt here a few times, but yeah, just kind of a open bell hive day break and fade pattern, just has halts in it, so not really too concerned with it. We also have a gap level that it failed, so that would be weak. Let's go to Arby's. This ran yesterday. Recycle name. We always like to check in on stuff that is flat or pushing from the day before, just in case. Most of the times we get low volume bullshit like this. That's why we stay away from this as well. So always a good idea to not trade low volume unless you're looking at swings and stuff like that. All right, now we're at Buru. Buru was also a recycled name, multi-day runner. This thing, there's a pivotal level here to sustain over. In pre-market, we decided to fade off. We're kind of barcoding here in the open. If this right here decided to kind of catch a little bit, push more up here, and then have more volume come into the play, it would have been worth something. But because of this, it never really got volume, so no reason to really look at it after that. All right, Evoke. Let's see. Ran from $6 to $18 in probably, what, 7 minutes? Something like that. Right into the yearly highs. Okay. I do like that it's flat here. We have volume. To me, I'm not really going to trade much of these stocks over $10. The price action is just becomes not as consistent, and plus we haven't seen a lot of runners in this range in a while. So for me, I like to kind of let things do their stuff, and if it stays this way for a while, then we can kind of come up with predictions on how it can move and what it can do. Did open lower, so risk level, like if I were to look at Evoke and AMX, I'd rather take this because it's opening below VWAP. The risk of it halting immediately is still there, but I think there's more room to the upside. But this thing just died off, a couple halts. So again, both stocks opening over 10 that we just reviewed have been dog shit, so we will probably be staying away as always. Okay, so this one, glue. Fucking glue. This was another one where, to me, I had more success in penny stocks, true penny stocks, or $1, $2 stocks in the past couple of weeks. The stocks over 6 kind of got a little bit weird. Over 5 kind of got a little weird. I do again like that we're kind of flat here. We're not up. Let's see. We're up 5. You know, what, 50% at that point, but when it opened, we were only at what, like 20%, 20, 30%. So that's good. We don't have a huge gap fill here. We're flats. We have some volume. It's not the best, but as soon as we open up, we start to pick it up here. I was hesitant here. A lot of the times we see consolidation at the open, either a few candles or so, and then a push, especially towards VWAP. This is what we did on Friday. A nice push when it hits this daily pivotal level, I kind of step back. I was kind of out on this. We've been in a kind of bullshit, kind of garbagey type up down, no sustained volume or no sustained pushes. This was nice to see though. It did run the 190 EMA up until the pre-market highs here. At this point again, I'm pretty much done looking at it because we haven't had something like this hold and then push like this, and then we'll get into that in a little bit. So what we have been seeing is if something does push up, hold flat, it usually comes, like in previous weeks, we would see something like, okay, it's going to come down all the way here, consolidate for 2 hours, and then push up maybe towards the end of the day on lower volume to like a double top. And this is the best move, kind of choppy through here. But we're actually seeing sustained kind of hold here. You got kind of like a double bottom here, you know, a bunch of touches. This could be kind of like a bull flag going on, not really. But I do like that it's holding. It is under the pre-market high, but this is kind of a whack-ass candle right here. This would have been kind of unlucky if you were to kind of add in through here. But nice hold and then push. And this thing just kind of fucking squeezed through one of your highs here. And it's currently, where's it at? It's still kind of up there. But this is nice to see. We haven't seen something like this in a while. We've seen a lot of just fade back down and then death. So I didn't get any of this, but again, nice to have some continual momentum in this market. All right, so GMM popped up. Was it 9 a.m.? Yeah, 9 a.m. push. I was considering if this was gonna hold down here for an open market dip and then rip into VWAP. VWAP probably would have been over here somewhere. It ended up going in pre-market and then this huge fucking candle right here. That was nice. Fucking 42 to 72 in 6 minutes. God damn. But to me at this point, I'm not taking it out of the open unless I see a push, maybe a dip back down to this key levels here, this gap fill level, and then another push. To me, this one reminded me of LRHC from last week, so let's take a look. So to me, in my head, I was looking for a quick kind of dip at open. So we see here this 8:30 news, we push up. So to me, this 9 o'clock one kind of looks similar, push, and then hold this level. And then a little push here, dipped here, and then just kind of fucking sent it to outer space. This was a beatdown daily, just like, you know, we had all this, so I had room. So when we go back to GMM, you know, kind of beaten down, no real bust out, bust a move pattern yet. So to me, I thought this had potential, which it did. The only problem is that we pretty much got the move in pre-market, and this is why I never really took anything. I did take some like down here in this area, hoping for like a rotation back. Kind of got chopped up, didn't really work out too well. I really wanted to push at least back to the double top 70s, but we did not get that. So another example of something pushing into open super high up that isn't working. So we're going to have to kind of look at and see overall if the fading into open is better or the pushing into open is better. So, well, let's go back to that real quick. Okay, I'm already almost close to being capped here. Let's see. Yeah, so this thing just kind of it was kind of like in a wedge, and then it just failed here. So once it failed, death, it should have rotated here, and it didn't. So that's kind of your key sign to get out if you're already in. GNLN, holy fuck. Okay, another one that has pretty much no pre-market. I did see it here starting to stretch out, and we have seen this a lot. We've seen this kind of bar coding upwards, not a whole lot of volume, and then a huge spike. And then in previous weeks, this would have failed. we would have had this big spike and then failed. So again, we're seeing continuation in this market, which is really nice. That's a nice little flag here. Holy fuck. Yeah, and then we have another dip here, another push. So overall, this is some great continuation plays. GNLN. We're going to be looking for this type of morning action, kind of grinding upwards over view up, and then a spike out of kind of like this ascending triangle kind of look. So, but nice flags here, nice inside flag here, push, come all the way back down, and then another rip. So GNLN was really nice. All right, HCTI. This one I also had starred. This was super, you know, coming down. The only thing I didn't like was the volume here and then under the 200. We did start to push. I'm hesitant at first. Something like this, pushing the view up, would come back down. This ended up going straight up. There's no, for me, outside of this early dip, there's no trade on this until we get to, like, you know, here. But this was pretty much the move, and then it died. This is what we've seen before. But this is a nice move, though. So congrats to anyone who got that halt down. You know, you kind of got this little double bottom here. All right, I gotta go quick. HRYU random spike. Not too concerned. It is nice to see this kind of push again for a second leg. We like second, third legs. Help the market go around. LRHC, no volume. Mira on the wall. Another one that's running into the 200. I'm surprised again that this actually broke through. Another positive way to kind of stick around for me for tomorrow, this week. I'll plan to stick around for this kind of price action now, where before this used to be dog shit. So nice push into the 200 and then consolidation and go. PRCH. I've never seen something like this before in my life. That's beautiful. That's a work of art. We need to fucking frame that thing. PXDT, but that past one, by the way, no volume, not worth it. Fader into open. I did have this one circled as well, just in case there was, I think, was it Arby's from yesterday or from 2 days ago? So Arby's pre-market looked like trash, and then it spiked. So for me, PXDT, you know, I was like in my head, this could be another form of long, you know, come all the way back down and push maybe back to like here. So it did not work though, but still good looks. RVNC, I don't know what the fuck that is. TCBP, no volume here, death, and then TWG. This thing, I think, had like an offering or something. It was at $13 in pre-market the day before. I always tend to stay away from these. I did actually trade this once though, like somewhere in here on VWAP. It did not do really anything, but these ones are always tricky, not as predictable. So that's why we tend to stay away from something like this that's had a huge sell-off the day before, all that kind of shit. So, all right, that is it for all I have. I may have missed something. I'm doing this review a little bit earlier than I usually do, but the key points are we're seeing sustained kind of consolidation and then breakthrough for a second leg, whereas before we saw the first push and then death, and the goal would be to be on the first push and then kind of get the fuck out of the market. So it's good to see that we have sustained momentum throughout the day. And yeah, make sure you stay away from the bullshit. Okay, peace.